Well,
I have
that's
a
pretty
question
cool.
for you. I'm trying to discern my vocation because I feel a burning desire to give my life completely to God. Maria says, I don't know how specifically I'm called to give this gift. My problem is that with the beautiful perspective of John Paul II's TOB, I've come to a point of not really seeing big differences between marriage and celibacy. I think the foundation and beauty of the two is basically the same.
Yep.
Being a wife and
Yep.
a mother, giving my
Yep.
giving my life to God and to others and walking towards the marriage of the Lamb.
Yep.
That happens in both vocations.
Yep.
So I'm a little bit confused. How can I discern properly?
Okay, I have a song that just came to me.
Okay.
My Maria.
I knew that one.
Maria, I love you. Yeah, Maria, I love you. You're beautiful. Oh, Maria, I love you, girl. You got it. You're on it. You're absolutely right. The more we see the theology of our bodies and the light that they shine on both marriage and celibacy, and here I want to just say what I so often say. I think celibacy is the wrong term for that vocation because it's a negative term. It tells us what they're not doing. It speaks to what they've given up. But what have they embraced? Maria is absolutely right that they have embraced in the here and the now the marriage of the Lamb. And every man, by virtue of being a man, and every woman, well, let me say the man first. Every man, by virtue of being a man, is called to be both a husband and a father in one way or another. This is why we call a priest father. Every child he baptizes is one of his spiritual children. And this is why we call Mother Teresa Mother Teresa. She married Christ, and she became truly a spiritual mother, a wife and a mother. The priest marries the church. This nuptial symbolism, this spousal mystery, marks everything in the Christian life, says the Catechism. Look it up. It's Catechism 1617. How do I know that? Because it's my favorite line in the Catechism. The entire Christian life bears the mark of the spousal love of Christ and the church. How much of it?
The entire Christian life.
The entire Christian life.
I was listening.
Everything, including and even especially our vocations. So Maria, spot on. You're living out in one way or the other the spousal meaning of your body, which is that call to be a gift, right? And one of John Paul II's favorite sayings from the Second Vatican Council comes from the document Gaudium et Spes, Joy and Hope, number 24. And it says that the human being, man, can only find himself through the sincere gift of himself. And that call to make a sincere gift of ourselves is chiseled by God right in the sexual difference. Man's body makes no sense by itself. Woman's body makes no sense by itself. But seen in light of each other, unless we're blind, tragically, the world today is blind to this, but the body tells the story that we are called to be a spousal gift. We cannot and should not want to escape the spousal meaning of our bodies. And there are two fundamental ways, the church says, of living out the spousal meaning of the body in its totality. That's an important qualifier. In its totality means in a vowed state, an irrevocable gift that you have committed the whole of your life to. And there are two ways of doing that, either consecrated celibacy or the marital vow, right? Both are a total gift of self in an irrevocable kind of way. That doesn't mean single people who may not have discerned celibacy or marriage are not living out the spousal meaning of their body. They are. In every way, they become a gift in the workplace, in the community, their family of origin, their neighborhood, their parish. Every way we're learning to love, there's going to be that self-donation that bears fruit, that establishes communion and bears fruit in one form or another. But
I want to just repeat that.
Yes.
Self-donation that establishes communion and bears fruit.
There it is.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, that was that.
I liked it.
Yeah, I kind of liked it the way it came off too.
I threw you off.
But now, where was I? That's okay because I threw you off earlier.
That's good.
What?
Yes, so you're talking about single people,
Yes.
not in a vowed
right.
state.
Right, not in a vowed state. So that doesn't mean they're not living the spousal meaning of the body, but they're not living it in a total or irrevocable way.
Right.
So Maria, the fact that you are seeing these two vocations coming together and you're almost like, well, they're both beautiful, which that's exactly where you want to be. To be free.
Yeah, I see that freedom.
Yeah. That's all, folks. To be able to choose where your heart's leading you, because you're not choosing under compulsion. You're not choosing under because of some fear. You're not choosing out of disdain for one or the other. You're choosing in freedom, and you see the good of both. And that's putting you in the place to have a free heart that is ready and willing to say, Lord, what do you want of me? Show me your will for me. People will often come up to me and after hearing a talk of mine or something at a parish and say, wow, Christopher, you preach the gospel with conviction and it really reaches people's hearts. You should have been a priest. Why didn't you And I say, well, no, I shouldn't have been a priest. And I did think of it, but I shouldn't have been because it's not the Lord's calling on my life. The Lord's calling on my life was to marry you, Wendy, and I'm so glad that was the Lord's calling on my life. This is going to be by God's choice and my consent and God's choice for you and your consent. This sacrament, our marriage, is going to be the way that you and I, God willing, get to heaven. And we rejoice in that. But if I had been called to celibacy, or if you had been called to celibacy, that would have made me really sad if you had been called to celibacy. But I'm so glad you weren't. But if you had, or if I had been, that would be the path that would get us to heaven. Both have the same goal, to get you to the marriage of the Lamb. So Maria, you're beautifully free. Pray in that freedom, Lord, what's your will for me? And you know what the Lord might say, Maria? He might just say, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah, that's a beautiful point as well. And so as you're living your life day to day, Maria, that can certainly be maybe a source of frustration, especially when you spoke of that burning desire.
Right.
That's an intense image. So I
that
love
burn
that.
is the signature imprinted with fire.
That's right.
Woo!
To be a gift. I think we can only give ourselves in truth in our current circumstance, allow the Lord to call us to be a gift and to recognize that and be stretched in the ways that he's calling us to be a greater gift, and trust that as we're taking the next step, he shows us that he keeps showing us the next step and the next step. And eventually through that faithfulness of an open heart, a yes, a willingness, and an action taken in response to him calling us in the next step and the next step, it begins to be clear. And believe me, I can relate to asking, like, Lord, could you just show me where I'm going? I can live the life up to there, but I want to know where I'm going. Well, he's shown you where you're ultimately going, but sometimes we want to see something sort of in the middle. And that surrender of, no, actually, you just have to trust me and take only the next step that I've shown you. That is creating that deeper and deeper bond with the Lord. And he's smiling. He's not saying, go here with some kind of a scowl. He's saying it with love. Come.
Amen. Yeah.
Come.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click like and subscribe, and please leave a comment. If you'd like to learn more about the theology of the body, click on the link TOB for free. We will send you 3 free sessions to our introductory course. You can also learn about our patron community and become part of a global community of men and women who are learning, living, and sharing this vision. And hey, check out our events calendar. We might be coming to an area near you very soon.